Morning with Max. Hey, good morning, folks, and welcome to another Morning with Max. If you're not familiar with me, I am Max Porter. I'm the writer, editor, lore keeper, board game designer, stream runner, and various other things here at City State Entertainment, where we are working on the MMORPG Camelot Unchained. Agony, hi there. Welcome. Letting me know I have video and sound. You know, I pay attention to those things. Usually I'm aware. Good morning, Gibberlot. Morning, Ference. Fubuwoo. A pancake. Scothy on the YouTube. What kind of announcement do we see today? Perhaps beta, perhaps. But I guess we'll see. For those of you who don't know, we have sort of an update, week's highlights and Q&A stream on Friday afternoons. So today that will be at 4 o'clock our time. Probably with Mark Jacobs on. There's the link to the schedule if you want to check it against your own time, or look back at any of the streams you may have been interested in that you missed this week. They are linked in that calendar, in that schedule. So let's see, yesterday we had the lunchtime throwdown, Depth's board game playtest over lunch. Michelle and Bull joined me for that, and we had a great time. And I'm pretty sure I was gonna lose and get destroyed, but it would have been close. Back on Wednesday, we had terrain creation with Tyler in the afternoon. What was he working on? Well, terrain creation. All different kinds of things that Tyler nerds out about, like different textures for dirt and stuff like that. Very cool. Back on Tuesday, we had casting animation with Scott stream in the afternoon, and then which was cool as always. Back on Monday, we had Morning with Max, and then we delayed weapon modeling with John. I don't know if he actually did that yet. We may have to get him on the next go round. Yeah, I think so. But anyway, so yeah, that's been the week of streaming. Scott the Rock, what rank are we yet in Alpha? Well, we don't really rank our alphas. Alpha 0. We're definitely not in 0, but we don't really have, we don't number our alphas. We are in the tail end of Alpha, working as hard as we can toward the start of the first phase of Beta, called Beta 1. Scothis is a man of many titles. Yep, that's me. Fiarn, yes, Max's beautiful hat. One of my 3 hats here. Paladin Brewer, good morning, Brass Max. I was going for a brass tax pun. It is awful. I'm no good at this. Especially since it's not taxes, it's brass thumbtacks, I think. Empoo, no harm to you, Max, but I wouldn't be seen on stream with that hat. Okay. Better? Is that better, Empoo?
Since Caleb is poking at it, do you want me to show him this?
What hat do you prefer? I've got something way creepier nearby. If I can find that duck mask. Empoo's like, yes, thank you. I wore this hat all over the world, actually. A lot of trips to other countries. Fubu Duck is +2 to wisdom, right? Hostile breed. Hey Max, wish a good weekend for all of you from CSE. Well, thank you for your incredibly unhostile good wishes. I'm sure we will have a good weekend.
Okay, guys, you're getting me images today, right?
That's his first hat, kind of like an alpha hat. Lottoine is pretty much correct. This hat predates my other hats. You can see on the side where it once had some pins attached. But then I decided I wasn't really a pin person. Lottoine. Hashtag hat conspiracy.
I just tried to start it. You want to try it again?
Yes. I'm honestly saying this to you because I know
Just stop, yeah. Stop.
you do very quick and it's motive work.
Hi there, El Roll Forever.
I think that's very clear.
How you doing?
We just said the shot. I give you 2 hours to come up with something.
Elf Singing Cat is beta. I hope not.
Let's see the feeling in it, not less the rendering.
Hey there, Chris Velnor. How you doing? Bonjour. I'm glad to hear it, El Roll Forever. Say hi to Andrew.
I'm not surprised Sandra's got an issue going on. I need you for a second.
You always need me.
You with the fur.
You with the fur.
You with the fur.
Okay, so you're good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
You're good. Do you want rock with wireframe?
I'm sorry, it was
Gibberlot. Yo, Max. I run my own landscaping company, good for you. And me and my colleague have named our 10-pound sledgehammer the Mjolnir. I thought you and the guys might want to know. That's awesome.
But Heather was like, yeah, I totally agree with him. That's what you should do. And I was like, no,
I think that's awesome.
right. It was just
But I should not have used all times.
You've got to one of you has to swing it, and the other one has to stand behind a bush or something and shake a metal sheet for thunder.
I think it would be better to do this. You haven't mentioned it
Whenever you're sledgehammering landscapes.
without, hey, what about this?
Noisy there today. Yes, the sound of work getting going. El Roll Forever. Tyler's talking. Well, there's politics talk, but prior to that, there was prior to that, you were talking about art stuff. Tyler coordinates with the artists. You know, those images we put into the weekly updates and the end of week wrap ups, top 10ish. The artists need to create those, put them all in a folder, a shared folder or something, where Tyler can access them.
I want to, like, get, like, next week.
Xanarus says announcements today.
Chunk of the map
I guess we'll see.
has the textures, has, like,
Hang out for the end of week wrap up and Q&A.
and dual wall.
Folly
Go, okay,
or Foley
here's a
hammer
section,
sounds. Fubu says. Scott's the Rock. Be right back. All right, see you later. Slaughterween smashing stuff is the Hulk's job.
Whatever it's doing is.
Fubu, oh, Critical Role unveiled a new intro and new characters. So I've heard. Cool stuff. Excellent. Agony, no office stream today? Nope. Not planning any. Fiorent announcements this month, we can hope. Yes. Fiorent hopes it's today. Okay. Alaris says, give beta. I will give as soon as I have.
Maybe it works.
What is the gameplay that patched?
It's the thing that holds all of the XML in It's how the server
Everybody's gathering around
manages either XML
Ben's computer for a moment, talking about XML and stuff,
from the database,
which is what Ben works with.
live updates.
Oh, so maybe it's only broken on my computer because I'm putting local.
You may have seen Ben's Joseph Design article in our last monthly newsletter talking about the work he's been doing with standardization, standardizing the way that abilities are written out or handled. Fiorent, how's your morning been? So far it's been great because I've been talking to you folks. And before that I was catching up on some emails and stuff.
Matt and I had a discussion about this last night, which is this system is impossible to beat.
Oh, Ken.
So what we do
Donated euros to what? Make a lap dance.
everyone style to the things they have mixed in.
Gibberlot. Max, in Beta 1, will we be restricted to choosing one realm, or will we be able to playtest all the realms on the same beta account? I don't know. I don't know. I do not know. That would be a great question for Mark this afternoon if he's on for the end of week wrap up, which he probably will be, but I don't know. But I do not know the answer to that question, Gibberlot. That's a really good question. Hang on to that one. Lotoween says you can have any realm, which makes sense if Lotoween's right, because you know you might need to switch realms for testing purposes. But I don't know. Brandon Logue, Morning Max, how's the weather up there? The weather is not great. It may look bright on the cameras, but it's actually quite dull and gray outside when you don't have a camera doing light compensating stuff.
Here's a big bag of
So yes, it is wet. It is wet. Well, the good thing is that's washing all the salt off my car. So I guess that's fine. And it's a lot warmer. We went from 17 degrees to Fahrenheit to 60 something today. 60 up to 68 high, I think.
One is that, right, we built all these different solutions to similar, but
Gibberlot, what's the wrap up UK time?
hold those together.
Well, Gibberlot, the best I can do is it is about 5.25 hours from now, says Lotoween. That is correct. But there's the link to the schedule. If you want a suggestion of a time comparison website, check out the end of the links.
In as much as the amount of configuration and variables that get introduced into this.
Moobot
Pause on that because
just
you're
dropped.
I
World Time Buddy.
I think that's fine.
Subject Penguin, I can't see the schedule at work. Well, it is at
But I actually disagree.
4 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, Subject Penguin. If you can access World Time Buddy or another time comparison method, then check on that.
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking about 5 things each with one piece of syntax versus one thing with 5 pieces of syntax. I think it actually.
Daysum, good morning.
Because, like, a lot of the.
Brandon Logue yells, beats the cold.
We need this thing to exist in this context. Whether it's who are you targeting, what are you doing, what
You got it, Subject Penguin.
And we have these.
3 p.m.
It's all soup. And
4
we're just
p.m.
like,
for
no, let's
us.
just name this way, name this way, name this
L Roll
this way.
Forever. Any good plans for the weekend? I'm planning to run a Pathfinder game at home.
To the effect of discovery.
Some of my plans fell through. I was going to try to get a Twilight Imperium 4 game together. But people aren't super available.
I had to make a small fiddly bit change to that. I think a lot of stuff is such a console command that got
Subject Penguin, my plan is to deep clean my house this weekend, but that's not a good plan. But think how good you'll feel afterwards. Mpu84, will Ben be on tonight's wrap-up? Not as far as I know, but anything could happen.
enumerated and it's literally
He sounds like he's rehearsing. He's meeting with Tim and Rob over at his desk about various programmery / designery things.
Like, we were passing in entity ID.null.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I had made a... can I just interject because you guys are starting?
Right after this, I'm going to go get some coffee.
My concern is all of this talk of what we could do in the future, could it shorten all the time and frustration that we could go through?
A lot of NJ be in today. As far as I know, yeah.
Faster.
No. It will not shorten the refactor. Because it will cause another one. Yep.
Brandon Lowe. So I have been out of the loop. Is beta coming out? It's still coming, Brandon Lowe. But stay tuned.
No, I understand that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is, like, when he's doing this stuff
is how we discover.
Isanorus. Max, I saw the playtest for the board game email. Ever consider an online playtest via Discord? Yeah, I've thought about it. I just feel like we'd spend so much time, just trying to coordinate over Discord long distance that it just wouldn't be worthwhile. Fiorent, what's that shirt? It's my Born Lucky shirt.
Changes on another system that affects this.
Came in a box of cool stuff, kind of like loot box.
Yes, this is good, but it doesn't mean that Rob's the only person who knows everything.
It was awesome. I love this shirt. Ludwig, no stand-ups? Yeah, sure, we're gonna have stand-ups. Why?
Right, but I think overall my concern is that, like he was saying, we don't really have
Daysom Remax, are you gonna be in the office of Phantom Sheets? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Ludwig, in other words, don't log off until the announcement this afternoon. Well, do what you like. Because we'll always, send out an email.
I started this off by also talking with Ben and saying it sounds like things that need to be addressed.
Abducted Gaming, sadly, you're a bit too far from me. I'd love to come by and play. Well, I'd love to have you, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of send out an invitation to backers first.
Would you just link me that card or sure title list? Just like get it on the list.
My gut tells me, and I know that there's a great big asterisk I want about to say because it involves hiring someone. But if we had another tools engineer, building tools for the skills,
We probably do, Dason. I'm just not familiar with it. Ludwig, you said right after you would get coffee, but stand-ups usually starts as you sign off, so no time to get coffee. Oh. This is a problem I had not considered. Well, I'll just make it through stand-ups then. Ludwig bringing up problems.
I swear someone said that to me. The whole cannot support the entire team. Okay. So just
Brandon Lowe, 3 months and I get to work from home, and I will take you up on that offer, Max. Cool.
It means discussion.
That's what I do, says Ludwig.
I hear you. We need to figure this out. Yeah.
Awesome.
Back to this, so if you guys want
Scott the Rock, how's the Washington office doing? They're doing great. You may have heard that we got some new hires. They're over in the Washington office. Here, our best look at them is via the CSE West video call. Ooh, close up on Rob and Tim and Ben. But yes, we communicate via the CSE West video call. Looks like somebody messed up my camera over there. Someone gave like a tug on the wire or something. I'm gonna have to fix that.
all of the fields, their types and
Which Washington, says Ludwig. Yeah, that's true. Washington and Washington. But we're really in Fairfax here, so. What is that smoking thing in the corner? I don't know. That's like probably something Tyler put in. I think it's a humidifier. It was when we had the cold super cold weather, it was very, very dry. So the humidifier probably helped with that. But now that it's raining, we probably don't need it.
It's all reflection, so it could probably be
On the left side in Washington. No, that's here, Brandon. It's just around the corner. Here, you see over there you've got JB, right?
What the fuck is inside of it? Because
And then if I switch cameras,
we've seen each individual part, but we haven't seen.
you still see JB.
Oh, I see.
See? Above where it says JB.
So we sort of want like I mean, we could do a thing that like dumps out the.
That's just the video call over on the left.
Proposed skill. The question is like, how do we want to inspect it? What's the purpose of like compose this arbitrary skill?
Ladoween, I hate my hands get all crackly from the dry heat, but didn't you have snow recently, Ladoween?
You want a developer side tool, and what would you be looking to glean from it, right? Yeah, it's just like.
Yeah, put some lotion on your hands, man.
Where, like, something's not hooked up. Like, this sub-skill has no matching thing. And
A humidifier.
eventually the whole
Wink, wink. That's why Beta 1 is taking so long. I wouldn't put past Tyler. No, I'm just kidding.
creates every possible skill and does some inspection on it. Right. Yeah, I mean, right to that effect, we could be like, travel the, fuck, I don't even remember what they're called anymore, the phases. Like,
That was over a month ago. We won't get more snow for at least 3 years.
grab
Well,
out all the, show all the skill node depths.
I don't know what to tell you.
Each phase, like we could do that. We could omit that. The question is, what would be the use? What's the use case for it, so that the tool can be able to do that?
And I think things that we really want to get out of that are, here are things that are expected to be hooked up that aren't. Here are things that are in there but don't do anything. Here are the parts of it that
It
are
has been
To
cold
that
for
effect, we could say
Texas,
something
I'm sure,
like,
Ladoween.
like at that
Furent, excited for a
like, I
productive
wanna be
day.
to the point where, like, they
Yeah.
like,
I've got a lot to do
skill
today
dump,
because I'm
give
going to
syntax for,
coordinate with the people who have responded to the board game playtest invite here in Northern Virginia.
Similarly, we could do something like search this composite
I'm going
skill
to
for
do
this
all the
skill node
usual
and tell me where it shows.
end of week update things. I'm going to set up for that stream. I'm going to help Tyler with the
So
top
for
10-ish,
example, as a way
the
to actually see
news
the
post,
tools
etc.
available to him, and get a little bit of information about.
And I'm going to actually work on the board game some.
So we just need to ship that up to a webpage.
Yeah.
Gibberlot, so Max, which is your favorite realm, TDD or Vikings? Let's be honest, it's not about the Arthurians.
The question is like,
But the game's called Camelot Unchained, Gibberlot.
use a server console.
Independently of that, I think it's even better. That's besides the point.
I'm about all three realms. Everyone, dang it, I'm late morning. Good morning. Say hi to Mark.
Read it.
Why all?
I would just end up copying it out of the server console and pasting
Was that
it
just for
into a
it?
notepad or
That was
something.
for
Emmer 1, can you answer my question from last time that you said would take a while to answer? If you ask it again,
Chrome window, then that would be
Just to make it
It's
easier.
only like, yeah, it would
I have
be
7 minutes.
easier. It's only interesting thing about
Philip Martin, trying to do any trade shows. Not real soon, but maybe eventually. Daysam wants to be a Viking. Other realms have such cool characters. Torn between TDD and Vikings. Can't decide, says Gibberlot. So Penguin can't type today. No worries. Oh, he's Russian. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's where we have it loaded.
Well, right. Well, it's
MJ get to work. Character variations. No time for Stalin.
It didn't seem like
Some kind of
that's what
Russian
we have to
Stalin
go
joke.
to expect it.
Bring us the beta.
It's not a question of
TDT. Oh man.
Though
Halloween's gonna get
Web API does close
trash talky.
Dev cache. Yeah, the problem with that one is that
Too early for puns. I get it. Question for Max. Blah blah blah. The question was how you manage to balance the lore, amount of, and depth, because I can see where you might get off on a rabbit hole of lore and one realm more than others.
The game servers with the shitty old controllers, like they could just point a web page at the server when it's running and do it that way, and then we could hoist it out later.
I mean, it's hard to not give like some sort of flippant answer like, well, the answer to how do you balance it is that you try to balance it.
Very dead.
But I mean, sometimes a rabbit hole of lore is a good thing. Because look at the Silver Hands Becoming story that Mark originally wrote. You know, when he started that story, he wasn't thinking like, oh, this is going to be some epic, multi-part tale. But that's what it became, and it sort of explored all these different things about CU that hadn't been explored before. And kind of was a lens to look at a lot of those things in the game that you know, needed some fleshing out and got some fleshing out. So I think the answer is to that you have to recognize when something's a rabbit hole that leads to a wonderland, and when something is a rabbit hole that comes to a bad end, and avoid those, but kind of allow lore to grow organically sometimes.
The likely thing I can think of is reflecting on your skills again.
And make it feel right.
Change tracker to update.
So we have the quivers.
So that's, if you can get that, if you can learn how to do that, then the balance takes care of itself in a way. But it's still something to keep in mind. How about that for an answer? And that's why I couldn't answer it in the last 15 seconds of my last Morning with Max stream. So yeah, real quick here, Anila Gamir on the YouTube chat. Isn't there a big announcement coming by the end of this month? Yes, multiple big announcements coming by the end of this month. Mark has said. The first one was that we had some new hires, but there are bigger potentially announcements coming. Fearant, some will just naturally have more, I feel like. Lore, I mean, yeah. Biotor, I don't really love the dialect thing. Lodoween, I think he just has to write an interesting story for whichever thing he is currently concentrating on, which changes from month to month, and eventually he will have to get to all of it. That's right.
I'm not sure.
Do I need to stick a kill?
I look like a what now?
Well, previously.
Nana Nash. Hey Max, Happy New Year, dude, and all people in the staff. Well, Happy New Year to you, Nana Nash. Thank you. Emmer1. I mean, like, I'm sure you are like, man, this is a great storyline, but I'll stop here and go work on the Vikings for a while and just make a note to come back to this later. Maybe for an expansion, which brings a point. Do you leave holes to revisit later? Not really. I mean, I guess not story holes, but there are some things that are left mysterious or alluded to only in a vague manner on purpose, like you know, dragons, for example.
Like, I lose all of this. Like, this looks terrible.
And because they are intended to be that way for now.
And it's dark because, like, it's taking up the majority of my screen.
Tact 474. Here's hoping the Flame Warden takes fire magic to a level of ingenuity other games have failed to reach. Here's hoping. I trust in Ben.
Like, I have no idea.
Parts of the story for us to imagine for ourselves. I mean, kinda, yeah. Like, you don't want to say, like, I mean, that mostly involves like avoiding laying boundaries as opposed to leaving holes. And, you know, like a hole would be just leaving off part of a story so that it's incomplete. Whereas not laying down limits or on something means that there are parts you can imagine for yourself. So it would be a bad idea to say, oh, there's only, you know, this many Banshee or whatever. And here are all their names, or, you know, something like that. Because, you know, you have to leave that stuff unbounded for a interactive story. Oh man, the chat went way fast. All right, well, I am going to. I was not a Dayon player. I missed it. I can't pronounce your name. Sorry. Anyway, I will see you later. Thank you all very much for joining me for This Morning with Max. It has been a blast. And come back for the end of week wrap up and Q&A this afternoon, probably hosted by Mark. There's the link to the schedule for you to check that out. And I've got to head to stand-ups now and maybe get some coffee first. So, yeah, wonderful morning with Max. See ya, or see you later. And bye-bye.
Depends where it is. If it's
Morning with Max.